my.
Well, the pop world is ablaze with the release of My Oh My, Kylie Minogue's collaboration with Tove Lo and BB Rexha. And you wouldn't believe who's passing judgment.
It feels reductive.
Yep, that was you-know-who. The critics have been harsh, and that's probably because the song is absolutely terrible, or absolute complete rubbish, as our British friends would say. But not everyone wants My Oh My erased from music history. The White House has released a video statement defending Kylie and her girl power friends.
Well, I don't think those critics know what they're talking about.
They're just wrong?
It's wrong.
And even in Russia, My Oh My is causing waves. I'm not sure what this guy's saying, but I don't think he's campaigning for Kylie's next Grammy.
Я уже комменты везде пишу. Ребят, это было очень плохо, мне не понравилось ни мелодия, ни что с голосами у них. Скажите, пожалуйста, внизу в комментариях. Блин.
So please go back and listen to our last episode. You've hit me up hard on this one. The response has been fast, furious, and divided. Apparently, I'm nothing but an old, complaining queen, according to YouTube user Christian Sven, who's also known as I'm a Prat. Some of you have sent me audio messages.
Okay, sorry, tricky evening for me. I wish I could have joined you earlier. And I should have been smarter to put two and two together. I've had a long day, and then I was like, I've just listened, by the way. And you knew that I would come on and absolutely fucking rubbish this song. How disappointing. Absolutely fucking horrid. The worst thing I've ever heard, ever. Awful. I know I got absolutely shit canned for my initial thoughts on Tension, which, by the way, has grown on me and I am now in love with. I love Tension after my first remarks. Whatever. This is not that. This will never grow on me like you. It is fucking truly awful. Anyway, I share your thoughts. Sorry I couldn't make it on to officially shit can this god-awful thing.
Thank you, my friend Chris from Queensland. Clearly not a fan of Kylie and the BB woman in this instance. But how about over there in England? What's the reaction over there?
I like the la la las.
Yeah, it's catchy, isn't it? You could see it in like a nightclub, like a dancer.
Yeah. Is that Bebe or is it Tove? Oh, Bebe.
I don't know. Is that a hint?
I don't know. Yeah, that was a very catchy song.
Very catchy.
I'm going to have to listen to it again.
Yes, she's going to have to listen to it again with a cup of tea and a crumpet. In Britain, it usually does take a few listens to realise that a song is god-awful, because the British ear, in case you didn't know, it's typically quite waxy. Here's a reminder of the previous episode where young Kylie defender Nathan absurdly tried to equate My Oh My, get this, with Padam Padam. What the?
But I do think it's a good follow-up to Padam, because I think it is blatantly targeting the TikTok generation, and I have no issue with her doing that. That's the way that I view it.
How on earth anyone could say this is a good follow-up to Padam? And in fact, that is part of the reason why I'm so offended. I would be offended whenever she released this, frankly, because it's such an offensively unpleasant song. But when you place it against Padam and Midnight Ride and Tension and the whole era that's just happened, to release this is even more starkly bad.
Oh, I prefer this to Midnight Ride.
No, stop it, Nathan.
No, I do. I know. I know you're going to eviscerate me for this, but I do.
You can't possibly say. They don't even compare musically. Mess of music. M-O-M. My oh my.
Like I say, it's definitely not as immediate for me as, for example, Padam or Tension were. But I do prefer it to Midnight Ride. I'm quite neutral on this song so far. Maybe I'll change my perspective on it.
bless. Poor Nathan. He needs a lot of guidance. On socials, where the cowards tend to lurk, more than a few of you have roasted me, but generally, the reaction to the song has been mixed, definitely leaning towards the negative. Mark Jardine writes, hopefully she doesn't go in this direction for the new album. Tension has several more singles, but instead we got this and the gay cowboy song. Thanks, Mark. And this from Amber Baird. I love Kylie way too much, but this is over-auto-tuned and over-produced. I don't know why these legendary singers sell out to what's popular instead of sticking to what they do best. Thanks for that, Amber. And Brandon Carrington, he said, I think it's a fun, catchy song. And I hope I don't ruffle any feathers or sound insulting with my honesty, but I personally think if you're over 40, you are going to hate it. It's very much on trend. Thanks, Brandon. Aren't you about 72 years old yourself? There's many more of these, but the final word goes to Philip Paul, who writes, it's probably one of the worst tracks she's ever released. Her voice sounds terrible, the production is beep, and it's a complete mess. Now, look, you too can leave a comment. Just type in hashtag Time to Talk Australia, or look me up on socials, Tim Power. Better yet, send me a voice memo. It's the best way of communicating. You send it to email address timetotalkaustralia@outlook.com. Sean Dallas was listening yesterday and he did just that.
Hey, Tim, how are you? This is Sean Dallas. I'm a DJ in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm 46 years old, so I'm definitely not of the youth TikTok generation. I just spent the better part of, I guess, 12 minutes, so listening to it 4 times, that I won't get back, for the new Kylie single, My Oh My, or as you call it, Mess of Music. Yeah, I'm like the guest that you had on your show. I'm sort of undecided what level of vitriolic hate I have for the song, and it's mostly because I have been a lifelong Kylie supporter, since day one. I remember thinking that Locomotion and It's No Secret were written for me in grade 7 or 8 or whatever it was. As far as I know, this is going to be released on the upcoming extra version of Tension, the re-release of Tension. Much like the Disco album had the extended version with Gloria Gaynor and Jessie Ware and all of those kind of tracks. I think this is for that album, as like an extra bonus, because I know a Tension re-release is coming. But I could be wrong. This could be for the next album, but I have a feeling it's just going to be one of those sort of playful throwaway fan service songs. Absolutely, Tove Lo, love her to death. Her vocal actually sounds fantastic, I think, on this. It's nothing to complain about. BB sounds a little bit enhanced, and if you don't know BB, downloads, go and search some of her stuff, because with David Guetta and some other artists, she's become quite a huge EDM singer. She has spoken out quite a bit on body image issues and other things in the industry that she's been quite offended about. So she's definitely kind of a powerful voice in the industry. I don't know. I mean, sometimes Kylie's marketing gets it wrong. We know over here in North America that she's been a sort of a global superstar and an icon and kind of untouchable for decades, and we've only just discovered her in fits and spurts over the course of her career. Huge hit song, and then we're all fans again, and then it goes away while everybody else gets the albums and the rest of the singles. Unless you're like me and you follow everything. But and she's, she got with Beyonce and Jay-Z on Rock Nation to do Kiss Me Once, and that was one of the biggest flops of her career. So, having Pharrell and Sia and other people on that record, and having Beyonce and Jay-Z back you, if that couldn't save it, then, what can you do, right? Contemporary radio is no longer really about the pop that it once was. It's urban, it's hip hop, or it's Taylor Swift. So if you are, Kylie or Celine, God love her, you just don't get the play like you did in the 90s and the 2000s, and singles are not purchased the way that that they once were. So it's a shame, but I'm probably going to spend another 12 minutes giving this a few more listens just to see. But I think I'm with you. But fingers crossed it doesn't become an earworm, and we can just let this one go. All right, thanks so much for your time in listening to this great podcast, by the way, and all the best. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Sean. It's great to know that you're listening all the way up there. By the way, how's Justin doing? Is he still clinging to power? Now, more than a few of you have compared My Oh My to a K-pop track. Here's a friend of the show, Mark, from Sydney.
It does have a very kabuki K-pop kind of vibe to it as well, which I'm not really. It's not something I would listen to, like, unless it was Kylie, and I don't think it's I don't think that I would really play this. The stuff that really like true Kylie fans absolutely love and adore, like, that's not what this is, and it doesn't feel like it's really made for us.
Possibly it wasn't made for us. You're absolutely right, Mark. It certainly wasn't made for me. I would genuinely prefer to be tied to a chair and forced to listen to Yoko. Maybe not, actually. So it looks like the Tension update is finally heading our way late next month, late August. Amazon already have it listed. But what do you think? Is it pretty much too late for a Tension update at this stage? Why not hold on for a complete new album? I'm guessing it's all about reminding the world that Padam was a smash, and maybe the new album will come fairly hot on the heels. But more importantly, what about the world tour? Can you believe it was 2019, the last time that this little Aussie dynamo with blonde hair took a show on the road? I know we had that little COVID interruption, it's true, but mainly it's those goddamn American people who have monopolised Kylie's time. Fair's fair now, people. Kylie needs to share the love. And Timmy needs to hear Magic live. I've been very, very patient. By the way, I came across this sweet little nugget of sour grapes recently. I hadn't heard it before. Do you remember when the papers revved up that war between Kylie and Victoria Beckham? They were both releasing music in the same week, and the media were creating a bit of light, fun rivalry about who'd top the charts out of the two songs, Not Such an Innocent Girl and Can't Get You Out of My Head. Or Just Having a Laugh, Love. But Victoria Beckham, she wasn't having a laugh. She seems a bit bitter about Kylie's ultimate victory and about Kylie's voice as well, if you can believe it. Have you heard this before?
When I first heard that record, if I'm being totally honest, I didn't like it. And I'm being completely honest, quite an old-fashioned type songwriter. I like a song that has lyrics, that has a good melody. Now, I can't dispute that it has a very catchy melody, but I like a song that has a bit of emotion. And I have to say that last year, when I brought out a dance record and I had effects on my voice, like she has on her voice, I am still getting a caning for it now.
You're terrible, Victoria. But never fear, Kylie did respond in kind.
It's lucky the world isn't made according to your definitions, because it'd be an ugly one. We all hate and rustle and only ever know love. Because that's the thing you fear most, isn't it? Love.
Sometimes amateurs know best, and the lack of professionalism is all you'll hear on the Time to Talk show. Join Tim and his panel of guests as they wade their way through a range of news, music, and pop culture treats. Time to Talk, the show hosted by amateurs for unprofessional listeners.
Well, what would you do if you stumbled across a piece of leftover food that you suspected may have been nibbled on by a world-class celebrity? Well, my next guest chose to pick it up, take it home, keep it for a little while, and then whack it on eBay with a starting bid of $99. Ben joins us on the line from Perth tonight. Welcome to the It's Time to Talk program, Ben.
Thank you, Tim.
So take us through this whole process, Ben. How did you come across this piece of half-eaten chocolate?
Yeah, well, basically working in the events world in Perth, it's quite a small world, so anyone in there normally manages to come somewhere nearby to celebrities when they do come to this part of the world. I was lucky enough to do that, although I didn't see her in the flesh. We got the call, we knew she was around the place.
So who are we talking about here, Ben?
House audio.
We're talking about Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
Rightio.
2006 it was. Anyway, in-house audio-visual team I was with were requested to put a TV in her room, and we went up and did so. Before she arrived, it was on her departure, though, that when we went up to remove the TV, we realised the room was still as it was left by her. It seemed that it was about half an hour after she'd actually checked out, and there were all sorts of things around the room. One of them was this piece of chocolate, which, I mean, I love Kylie. I just found it around the place, and I thought it was pretty opportunistic to pick it up. So I did. Didn't think much of it. Now I'm at a stage where I'm sort of clearing everything out, and I sort of need some money. So
Fair
that's
enough.
what brings me to eBay and in turn to your show, Tim.
Now, you're not even sure if Kylie Minogue held or ate this chocolate, are you?
No, can't be sure. All I know, it was in a room occupied by only herself, her cook, and her mother. I've since been online to some forums, and I have ascertained that apparently this type of chocolate is her favourite. It's an organic type. So all I'm doing is reading between the lines, joining the dots, and bit of positive thinking, really, just to paint the picture for myself and everyone. I mean,
Ben, have you ever considered having it DNA sampled?
Oh, no, but I haven't really fiddled with it too much, so it may have the fingerprints, and I could have a little bit of a saliva on it. Who knows?
Now that could increase its value tenfold at least. Now, look, in your ad on the ad that you have up there on eBay, you describe this as a reluctant sale. Tell me, why are you so reluctant to sell this, Ben? Is this bit of old chocolate a prized possession of yours?
Well, it is, and basically I know that it's not worth anything to anyone without any proof. All I have is a story and my words, and I know it's from her room. Who knows if it was eaten by her, touched by her? It would have had to be either herself, her mother, or her cook. I wouldn't imagine her cook would be leaving things around the place, and I'm not sure her mother would either. As I say, big Kylie fan, more of what she's done than her music anyway. She's a good-looking woman at however old she is. And she's a good ambassador for Australia. Basically,
she's not an old lady. Let's just clear that up. She's not old, Ben. But who knows? Maybe life really is like a box of chocolates. So tell me about the ethics about this, Ben. Have you considered the fact that you did take this chocolate from the room, and now you're wanting to make a profit from it? Have you considered the ethics of all this?
You're right. A little bit. All I've got to, and I feel all right in myself, that it would probably have got pushed off the table into the bin and thrown away. So on that basis, I don't feel too bad ethically. I do feel a little ethically bad with myself. I never intended on selling it the day that I picked it up. It was to show friends. It was to, prove a story of mine At the moment, personal reasons mean that I need money. It involves a girlfriend of mine and a move out of the country, so therefore I need money, and I also need to clear my house. 2 reasons why this is now on eBay. So,
where have you kept this chocolate in the meantime? It's a prized possession, you've said. How have you kept it safe?
Yeah, framed on my bedroom wall, this one.
A framed bit of chocolate on your bedroom wall. That's a good conversation starter.
That's right, and it has been, and not for that reason. I mean, I do enjoy within my own being the fact that it's of where it come from, but it has also started some conversations, and a lot of people are very impressed. I'm not out to impress, I'm just out to tell stories sometimes, and this does help.
What do you think Kylie herself would make about this? To imagine a piece of chocolate that she's bitten into, possibly or possibly not, is hanging framed above some males, above their bed.
Yeah, a little creepy.
A little creepy?
Who knows? I know, well, I'd like to think she's quite down to earth, and I've seen her in interviews laugh a few things off. I couldn't imagine her taking this too seriously.
She'd probably get a bit of a kick out of it, hey?
But I'd think so, yeah. And any sort of reaction would be good, positive or negative, I don't care. If she finds out about this, then all the better for it. Who knows?
And Ben, the suspicious part about all of this story that you're telling me is that Kylie actually sings a song called Chocolate. Do you think that maybe that's a coded message from her to you?
She wants her chocolate back, you reckon?
It just might be a coded message. I reckon you should go and get the song and play it backwards.
Oh, I might do that.
All right, Ben, now tell people if they are interested in buying your half-eaten piece of chocolate that may or may not have been bitten into by Kylie Minogue, what can they do?
They would probably just jump on eBay and search. I mean, the title is Kylie Minogue Eaten Chocolate from Hotel Room 2006. If they
basically says it all, doesn't it?
Any number of those words. Yeah, if they key in any number of those words.
Now, good on you, Ben. You've been a good sport tonight. Thanks so much for your time. There you go. That was Ben from Perth selling a piece of half-eaten chocolate that may or may not have been eaten by Kylie Minogue herself. What do you reckon? Does Ben sound like a bit of a coconut rough to you?